Right, friends. So as you become ready, just take yourselves down to your mats, face down child's pose. And if you happen to have two blocks today, I invite you to grab them and maybe you stretch your forearms or your elbows rather on top of the blocks and bring prayer hands behind your head. So resting the forehead down, pressing the palms together overhead, maybe bringing the thumbs even to rest on the back of the neck. And if you don't have the blocks, don't worry, you don't need to do this part. This just gives you an extra stretch if you want it across the shoulders and triceps. But if you don't have blocks and you want to do it, you can always use a couple folded blankets or towels underneath. So just settle in. Let yourself melt onto the mat. Again, starting in Bakasana, child's pose. Option for prayer hands above the head. An option to rest the elbows on blocks, lengthening the forearms. Bring in a little bit of pranayama breath control, starting to think of and pull in Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out of your nose, sealed lips. Take your breath in, filling up through the nose, bringing the belly all the way down to the breath all the way down to the low belly. And then exhaling again, back out of the nose, pulling that breath up from low belly to upper belly, through the ribs, the lungs, the throat, and out of the nose, clearing the sinuses. Just breathe, focusing right here on that breath. This breath allows you to ground into your space. And warm up the body. It's extra cold out lately. Maybe it's not where you are, who knows, but when it's colder, it's more important that we heat up. Let's think about gratitude today. Gratitude improves mental and physical health. Expressing gratitude is healing. Leaves your more spacious heart, more quiet mind when we can express gratitude. And now when we think of gratitude, it is not invalidating any pains or traumas or suffering you're going through. It's not locking into this idea that somebody else out there has it worse than me, so I should be grateful for what I have. No, don't invalidate yourself. Always validate every single feeling you have and just feel it and be with it. But pulling in gratitude for all the things that you are grateful for in your life. So it's just to feel. So let your intention today be to appreciate every moment. Savor the breath in your lungs, the air on your skin, and just feel the sensations in your body. Feel and acknowledge your emotions. So a couple more rounds of breath in Bakasana, child's pose. Maybe you gently shimmy your forehead left and right, just a little massage for the third eye space. And then gently bring your palms down, pressing them into the mat. As you inhale, slowly rise up to tabletop pose. Draw the knees in under the hips. Spread the fingers wide right under your shoulders. Untuck your toes so you can press your shins down into the mat. Really think of hugging the navel in and up so your core is strong. You're knitting your ribs in and you're lengthening from the tailbone through the crown of the head. A slight tuck of the chin, get a little more length through the spine. Now, when you're ready, inhale to tuck your toes, stretch the soles of your feet. You can push back a little bit if you'd like. And exhale, downward facing dog. Press through your palms and start to lift the hips high. Slowly finding slightly straighter legs, bending into the knees to open up, lifting and lowering the heels. Feeling any sensations here, maybe hearing the sounds of cracks and creaks in your joints. Maybe feeling the sensation of your hamstrings start to open up, start to wake up. Press through your fingertips, getting the knuckles melting towards the earth to get your hips up a little higher. Notice if your shoulders are just kind of squished together. Press through the arms to get out of the shoulder socket, get the hips a little higher. Nice. Soften your knees when you inhale and slightly look past your palms. Now as you exhale, meet in the middle of your mat. Walk your feet forward and your palms back for ragdoll pose. Holding and folding right in half. Maybe you take a bind with your hands into elbow creases, or you can take them overhead, extending through the arms. Nod your head no, nod your head yes, and on that positive note, and maybe sway side to side. If you have any low back pain or any bulging discs or herniated discs, go ahead and keep the knees bent here. And shifting the weight more into the balls of the feet, but keeping the heels melted to the ground. It's about one more round of breath. And release your palms down to the earth. Now, feet can stay underneath the hips, or you can draw the big toes into touch, leaving space behind and between the heels. Bend into your knees, rounded spine. Inhale, slowly rise up. One vertebra at a time, stacking as you go like a strand of pearls, stacking one at a time. Chin is last to get to the top. Then roll your shoulders down your back and face your palms forward. Feel your heart lift. Energetically press your feet down and imagine ripping the mat in half so that you can really feel grounded and firm and strong in your stance. We need to root down so that we can rise up. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep the arms up overhead, soften the shoulders down the back. Feel the core engaged as you lift your ribs off of your hips just another inch. Take a breath in. And exhale, forward, fold, hinge at the hips, dive and melt down towards the ground. Soften your head at the bottom. Nodding yes, nodding no, maybe pedaling out the knees again. Maybe even grabbing behind your calves. Folding a little deeper. Inhale your first halfway lift. Long spine, core is tight. You can even take one hand to a heart and one hand to stomach here. Actively press the feet down and rip the mat in half. Keep the knees soft. You can feel the energy pull from the ground up. Shift slightly forward onto the balls of the feet so the hips and heels are lined up, keeping the heels in the ground. Reach through the crown of your head. Feel the heartbeat and come back to your breath. Take one more breath in. And exhale, high plank, start to fold down, plant the palms under the shoulders, step your feet back. Heels over toes. Really active here. The front line of the body is strong and long. Same with the back line. Press the earth away. Can you get a little more room in between your mat and your body? First high to low plank, here it comes. Now you can always skip it. Inhale, shift slightly forward, shoulders ahead of wrists. Exhale, only lower part way down, hugging the elbows in long by your body. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes, find straighter arms, peel your heart forward, energetically bring the palms back. Take one last breath in and make more space between the mat and your body. Exhale, downward facing dog, strong through the arms, lift the hips and find your down dog. Adho Mukha Shavasana. Pedal it out again if you'd like. So in Vinyasa, we do a slower set, and then we flow one breath to one movement. Here we are to flow one breath to one movement for our sun salutation, A, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, move to the top of your space, walk or float. Halfway lift, inhale, get long in the spine, strong in the core. Forward fold, exhale, release. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, all the way to the top. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, long and strong. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank, step back. Now you can always use your knees right here if you'd like. You can always come all the way down for Cobra or make your way through up dog, breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Once more, inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, move to the top of your space. Halfway lift, inhale. And forward fold, release. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, release. Halfway lift, get long. Chaturanga Dandasana, step back. Move through your flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in through the nose. Open lips, sigh your breath out. Inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, move to the top of your space. Halfway lift, breath in. And forward fold, breath out. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Send the hips down, reach the heart a little higher. Biceps can frame the ears, or you can have hands at heart center with elbows out wide. Sit back into the heels this time, the toes lift. Imagine a little triangle as the base of your pelvic floor. Reach that pelvic floor straight down between the heels, down to the ground. Try to sit down and sit back just a little bit more, core engaged. Knit your ribs in. Sit a little deeper, take a breath in. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Last inhale. Exhale, forward fold, release the pose. Halfway lift, inhale. High to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, step back and move with your breath. Maybe you stay in high plank and hold for core engagement. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job, friends. Take a breath in here. And let a breath out. Inhale, reach your right leg to the sky. So 3-leg dog. You can reach through the sole of your foot. You can point toes. You can flex your heel. It's up to you, but keep the hips nice and level here. Press the earth away to take weight from dumping out of your shoulders and take that energy instead up through the foot. Last breath in. Exhale, step through low lunge, Vinyasa. Foot comes between the palms. Taking a moment here to just enjoy this shape. Maybe your palms hover off the ground. You roll your shoulders into your back. Back heel high, hug the inner thighs in. Option to bring your hands to heart center or on the thigh. Maybe you bring the torso more upright. Also, awesome option to bring the palms overhead and make it a little back bend right here. Really hug the hips forward together and lengthen up through the core. One more breath in. One more breath out. Now inhale, warrior 2. So you want to spin the arms open and pivot the back heel down so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. You can even pigeon toe it in slightly, so toes in, heel back. I want you to press your feet down. I want you to rip the mat in half and then lengthen up through the spine. Ribs off of hips. Maybe one hand to heart, one hand to stomach. And close your eyes for a moment. Just feel how your body feels, feel where your breath is at. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and extend your palms forward and back for your Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Can you soften your gaze over your front fingers? Keep ripping that mat in half so you can feel the inner thighs light up. One more breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Keep the legs as they are. Then flip the palms. You can always rest that forearm on the thigh. Active through the feet and strong and long in the side body. No matter what you choose to do with your arms, there's so many variations. Keep the side body long, the core engaged, avoid collapsing into the right side. Take one more breath in. Stay for that breath out. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Legs remain nice and strong. Slice the sky with that front arm. You can look down at the back heel if that's more comfortable on the neck. Or maybe you look up at your hand. Option to take your front right palm to your heart with the elbow more towards the sky. And again, we're not dumping into a back bend, it's side bodies. So just feel the heart open. Maybe you soften your gaze or close your eyes. Back palm sliding down the thigh, or maybe reaching as a low half bind towards the front hip crease. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, cartwheel your palms down. And step back to move through your transitions. Keep them intentional, keep them slow. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, lift your left leg high, 3-leg dog. Point through the sole of your foot and get higher. Pull the energy from the palms through the shoulders, out through the hips and foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Now active in your Anjaneyasana, your low lunge. So squeeze and scissor the hips together, bringing that right hip forward. Maybe stay low, but pull up with the heart space. Option to bring hands overhead, pulling the right hip forward, core tight. Maybe you add on a slight little back bend right here. Soft through the gaze. Where can you soften while at the same time hugging into the body, muscle to bone? Wherever you're at, back heel high, take one more breath in. Stay for that breath out. Inhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana. Circle sweep, open the arms, land the back heel, maybe pigeon-toed, maybe completely parallel. Extend through the arms, or one hand to heart, one hand to stomach. Can you soften your eyes? Maybe closing them completely. Feel the energy as you rip your mat in half. Feeling the inner thighs light up, and pull that energy from the ground up. That's how you can light up your chakra system, is really, you've got to start and get that energy to the first chakra and the roots, so it has to come up through the legs. So pressing the earth away, holding tight in the strong shape. And then see if you can just soften into it. Maybe extend your arms now, open your eyes, gaze past your front fingertips. Take one more breath in here. An extended side angle on the exhale breath, reach forward and shimmy your arms to where they want to land here, to where you can feel solid. Any variation with the arms, keeping both side bodies long and in line with the legs. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, reverse your warrior. So rotation of the hands, melting back into that lunge in the leg. Maybe that left palm comes to your heart. Really keep the elbow up a little bit higher without hiking it up so much that it hurts. Some restraints, but just feel the heart space today. Can you soften your eyes, hold here, be energized through the legs, and just feel. And what do you have gratitude for right now? Last breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank, cartwheel the palms down, stepping back. Maybe you skip it and we just meet together in your down dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up, expand the belly. Open mouth, sigh that breath out. Now we flow one breath to one movement. Inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, move to the top of your space. Halfway lift, inhale. Move forward, fold, release. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana, hips low, heart high. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, forward fold, release. Halfway lift, inhale, get long in the spine. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, step it back, move through your flow. Inhale, upward facing dog, maybe cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky, get active. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Inhale, warrior two, spin up and open. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, breath reverses your warrior. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, spin your head up and open. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, high to low plank. Move with your breath, friends. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time through, inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, move to the top of your space. Halfway lift, breath in. And forward fold, breath out. Utkatasana, chair pose. Take a breath. Sit a little deeper. Exhale, breath. Last breath in. Exhale, forward fold, release. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale, step back. Inhale, breath, upward facing dog. Exhale, breath, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Maybe you float a leg. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time, last time. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Virabhadrasana Dvi. Exhale, extended angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Maybe floating the left leg this time as you step back. Inhale, your upward facing dog, Cobra's high plank holds. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work, friends. Take a full breath in. Let a full breath go. Inhale, come down to your knees. Make your way to your sit bones and plant your feet hips width distance apart. So from here, core, just a tiny bit. If you want a small sip of water, good time to grab it. Otherwise, we're just gonna skip most of the core for this usual back to basics class, I call it. Just gonna do one variation. So arms forward, shoulders in the back, slowly lower it down. Make this part of the work. Maybe you pause halfway. Pause and hold for 4, 3, 2, and then slowly continue lowering all the way down on 1, all the way down. Nice. Now just hug your knees in your chest for a moment, gently rock side to side. Just kind of getting acquainted with being all the way on the earth now. Then yogi bicycles, elbows out wide, resting the back of the head into the hands. You can stack the knees over the hips, flex the toes, or you have the variation of scissor legs. It's up to you. I will teach the bent knees, 90-degree bends. As you inhale, spine lengthens, hips melt down on the ground, head, neck, shoulders lifts on the exhale, and twist opposite elbow to knee, extending the opposite leg long. Inhale through center, and exhale, twist other side. Use your inhale breath to reset, then the exhale breath for the twist. Really flexing the toes back so that your quadriceps are more active. And as you lift on the exhale, bringing elbow to knee, keep that knee over the hip rather than drawing it into the body. So it's you a little more work to do, trying to lift the shoulders off the ground. 8 more. Last 7. Trying to keep the elbows out wide. Last 6. Use your breath. 5 to go. Almost done in 4. Last 3. We're done in 2. Extend that long leg in 1, and then release, hug it into the chest. And you rock side to side if that feels good. And then full body release, let the legs go long. Maybe you V or Y, the arms out wide. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open mouth, sigh it out. Find another few rounds of breath, coming back down to your Ujjayi slowly. And bring in some gratitude right here. Body melting on the mat, heart open to the sky. What can you be thankful for in your life? Maybe it's directly linked to what is happening in your body in this moment. Maybe it's something going on out there in the big wide world. Your next breath in, hug your knees into your chest. With your exhale breath, squeeze them in even tighter. Grab behind your thighs. Let's rock and roll a few times here, building up the momentum. When you're ready, cross your ankles. We'll meet an upward facing dog or your cobra. So stepping back through your high plank and either shifting through or dropping the knees. Now when you're up dog, release the legs to the ground. Gently look over your right shoulder, stretch out the core. And gently look over your left shoulder. When you're ready, come back through center, slightly tuck your chin, tuck your toes, breath in, and downward facing dog, breath out. And pedal it out, some organic movement. Nod your head no, nod your head yes. And find some stillness in your dog. Take a breath in through your nose, lift your hips and heels towards the sky. Open mouth, sigh it out, melt your heels down. Inhale your right leg to the sky, getting active energy from the palms through the shoulders, through the extended leg, breath in. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Now inhale, high crescent lunge, back heel stays lifted, press through the foot, rise up slowly, then pull the arms overhead or bring them to your heart, up to you. So you want the front knee and ankle stacked. Then you want the back heel high and then hugging, scissoring in the inner thighs. So squeeze the left hip forward, right hip back. Pull the energy up through the core of the body, starting at the root, all the way up through the crown like a string of beads. Line them all up. It's vertebra to vertebra to vertebra. Try to knit your ribs in and then hug the core in, lifting the ribs up off the hips. Nice. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, now hands to heart center if they weren't already. Inhale, slowly lengthen your spine forward, keeping the inner thighs engaged. Now as you exhale, twist over to the right, bringing elbow to thigh or bringing hand to sacrum, hand to thigh. And you can always bring that knee down if you would like, or stay up and lifted here. So we want to keep the hips together and twist from the ribs like a corkscrew starting at the navel for your evolved crescent lunge. Inhale, breath, find more length from the active back heel through the crown of the head. And then exhale, twisting a little bit deeper. Can you try to bring the thumbs, or rather actually the sacrum, not the sacrum, the sternum to the thumbs. Your heart center. Take another breath in, reach, lengthen. Another breath out to twist a little bit deeper. For your next inhale, look down at your front foot. And as you exhale, release your arms down, runner's lunge. Palms to the mat. Bring your foot to the outside edge, so both palms are under the shoulders, and release the back knee down. So we want this shape to be restorative, but there are many different variations of it. One is to open up. You can always press on the thigh, maybe lift the front foot, find release there. I'll try to back up so the camera can see it. Sorry, to release. Or the other variation is keep the hips level, square them off, and hug the knee in towards the shoulder. And you can stay right here in more of a lizard lunge sort of variation. Maybe you bring your forearms to the ground if you have that space. So wherever you're at, get to that space and let your body soften into it. Use blocks if you have them and you'd like. And I'll let the left hip flexor open up, the groin soften down towards the mat. And then soften the head, neck, and shoulders. Two more breaths. Being grateful for the breath that you have. And with your next inhale, friends, plant your palms back on the ground in case if you're lower to forearms, and rotate the front sole of foot to plant. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Make your way to high plank. Step your right foot back. Bring your left palm 1 inch further than being right under the shoulder. We're going to open up to the left side for side plank. So roll your heels to the left and reach your right arm to the sky. You can always leave that hand on the hip if that feels better. Options are to stack the feet, flex and engage, zipper up the legs, or maybe you bring the back knee right under the hip and support yourself, or any other variation you feel. Maybe you hover that leg. We want the hips up nice and high. Hold for 4. Last 3. Press the earth away energetically. Last 2. And Chaturanga Dandasana. And 1. Plant your palms and move through your shape, or meet us in downward facing dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Let a breath go. Other side, inhale, lift your left leg energetically up high to the sky. And exhale, low lunge, step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge, slowly come to rising up on the back heel, front knee and ankle are in alignment, arms to sky or hands to heart. Hug the inner thighs together, pull the right hip forward. And then thinking of the different ways chakras work and the energy works that can be blocked in our bodies, we want to have polar opposites. So you want to have that expansion, that softness of breath, the softness in the body, at the same time squeezing everything in. So knitting the ribs in, but yet finding length and room from crown through ground, yeah? Root to ground through crown. Take another breath in. And exhale, hands to heart if they're not already there. Inhale, reaching forward through the crown of the head, staying high on the back heel. And exhale, twisting, revolve, crescent lunge to the left thigh to an elbow meet, or maybe hand to sacrum, hand to thigh. Try to get a little more length, a little more hovering through the torso with your breath in, and a little bit more twisting with the breath out. Always that option to bring the back knee down as well. Use the breath, trying to twist on the exhales, bringing heart center to the thumbs, creating space. Slightly tuck the chin, get a little bit more, baby bit more length in the crown of the head. Last breath in, last breath out. Inhale, look down at your front foot. And exhale, release, runner's lunge, palms under shoulders, foot comes to the outside edge of your mat. Slowly release the back knee to the ground. And then find where you want to be. Do you want to have more openness? Or do you want to have a little bit more contracted energy, engaging and squeezing in the inner thighs, hugging the knee into the shoulder? Maybe lower down to your forearms. Just breathe, soften the head, neck, and shoulders where you land. Just got a couple more cycles of breath right here. Let it serve you. Nice job, Paul. Maybe, friends, you take a big breath in through the nose and you sigh actively, audibly out. Just release that breath. Nice. With your next breath in, bring your palms under shoulders. If you were on forearms, plant the foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Step back to your high plank. Right palm comes 1 inch forward, so it's just forward of under the shoulder. Then open up for side plank. Roll the heels to the right. Bring the left palm to the sky. Actively press wherever you are pressing into the ground and really lift the hips up higher. Maybe you challenge yourself to engage your core, but be soft with your gaze. Hold for 4. Last 3. Chaturanga Dandasana and 2. And 1. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, breath upward, facing dog. Exhale, breath downward, facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more nice long inhale breath. Open mouth, sigh it out, let it go. Awesome job. One more round and then we start to melt it down. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Inhale, rise up to warrior 1. Pivot the back heel down. This time the heel melts, but the hips are still same hugging action forward. Arms can come to the sky or you can leave them at your heart. Front knee over the ankle, nice and stacked. You soften your gaze past your nose, but do all those steps, all the action steps to pull the energy up. Squeeze and hug, knit in the ribs, hug in the belly, get tall, pull the shoulders over the hips. Lining up the energy. You got it. And from here, go ahead and interlace the fingers, flip the palms to the sky. Actively press through the heels of your hands, but be soft on the fingers so you don't hyperextend your knuckles. And then maybe softly bring your gaze up about 45 degrees. You could look all the way up at your hands if it's not crunchy on the neck. So just find what feels good. Biceps framing the ears. Really working on left hip pulling forward. Little baby back bend right here as the core is engaged and the heart is open. You deepen into your legs and really press the earth away. And slowly bring your gaze back to center. Release that grip. Stepping forward with your next breath. Take an inhale. And exhale, come forward to tree. Hands to heart. Maybe you drag the back toes. Try to softly step forward. And then open up your left knee. So maybe your foot is kickstanded. Maybe you lift it to calf, or maybe pull it all the way up into the inner thigh. So we root down so we can rise up. You have to grow the roots down through your feet. Press down and get taller through the side bodies by pressing actively into the ground. And grow your branches if you want to express yourself with your arms, any sort of hand mudra. Although Anjali mudra is right here, hands at heart, those prayer hands. So whatever you want to do. Maybe index finger and thumbs touch. And you soften your gaze. Now, tree's root system are as big underground as you see the tree is above in the sky. So grow your roots nice and deep. Keep the heart open, shoulders be soft. Let's take another round of breath right here. And take one more. Feeling gratitude for the body you have, this shell, this container, this vessel. When you're ready, bring your hands back to heart center. As you inhale, draw that knee slowly forward and hover it in the sky. Then draw the knees together, taking your left palm all the way back to capture the left sole of foot. For dancer's pose, lengthen your side body with the breath in. And as you exhale, kick your foot into your hand, hinging forward at the heart space. Reaching the arm forward, keeping your gaze soft past the nose. Trying to keep those hips nice and level, friends. You can use a strap right here around the back foot if you'd like. So thinking of that energy rooted down, find a straighter standing leg, get strong using the energy of the ground. Dive into your back bend a little more, squeezing in the back to lengthen and open the heart. Try to level off your shoulders. Can you draw your back toes up 1 inch higher? Take last breath in. Stay breath out. Oops, inhale slowly. Bring the foot down. Bring the hands to the heart. Samastitihi, standing at attention. Full breath in. Full breath out. And gently open your eyes. Take your left foot, just gently step it back. We're going to open up to the left side of your mat in star pose, both feet parallel to the short edge of your space. Open up the palms. Hopefully that felt smoother in your body. Take a breath in, feeling the heart slightly lift. Exhale, Prasarita, wide leg forward fold, hinge at the hips, core engaged. Be really strong as you slowly fold. Maybe you come to that 90-degree bend with hips, and then you just melt it all the way down. Palms can release to the ground. Grabbing at the ankles or maybe the sides of the feet. Nod your head no, nod your head yes. Try to release while being strong from using the pressure of your feet in the ground. Just find a few more rounds of breath right here. Seeing where you can soften the body. Putting space in between the vertebrae here, letting a little bit more room and light open up. Make sure you nod your head yes to release the neck muscles so you're not holding on any tension in the neck. Take one more breath in, maybe you rise up halfway. And exhale, fold all the way down. When you're ready, finding that halfway lift again, palms under shoulders, inhale. Exhale, low lunge to the top of your space. Right foot should be forward. Step back, chaturanga, dandasana, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, long, deep breath in through the nose. And open mouth, sigh that breath out. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, low lunge, stepping through. Warrior one, when you're ready, slowly rise up. Keep the back heel pressed down, square off the hips so both headlights are pointing forward. And then arms can come to the sky or hands to heart, up to you. Feeling maybe a stretch in the back calf here. Bring the palms together, flip the palms to the sky. And slowly add on your gaze at 45 degrees, hugging in the core, knitting in the ribs, growing taller through the side bodies. Maybe a gentle, slight baby back bend right here. Deepen into your lunge in the legs. Keep the hips energized. Now, as you're ready, pull your gaze back through center. Hands can come to heart. Take a breath in. Step forward to tree with your breath out. Draw the right toes forward and then land, maybe pulling right away or tapping down if you need to set it up. So you've been here, you know where you want to go. Branches can grow, they can stay at heart. You can make it the same, you can make it different. No matter what you do, noticing how it is different from side to side. Actively pressing the inner thigh against the foot as much as that foot is pressing on the inner thigh. And grow your roots nice and deep. And grow a little taller. I'm just taking one more round of breath here. Branches making your way back to heart center, slowly drawing the right knee forward, holding here, core is tight. And as you're ready, draw the knees together and then reach back, grabbing the inner arch, lengthening the side body, breath in. And dancer's pose with your breath out. Keep your hips level, reach through the heart space. Hopefully your thumb is on the inner arch of your foot, so you're grabbing the arch, not the pinky toe side. And then try to draw the back toes up a little higher. You can slide your shin up that imaginary wall. Keep that up dog lift to your heart so you can really feel that curved back bend right here. You can deepen it by pulling your elbow more into the body. And take one more breath in. Stay and hold for that breath out, lifting the toes 1 inch higher behind you. And then slowly release, 2 feet to the ground. Samasthiti, hands at heart center. Root down through your feet, get tall through the crown of your head, a slight tuck to the chin. Take a big breath in. Open mouth, sigh it out. Gently this time stepping the right foot back. Open up for star pose to the right side of your space. Parallel both feet, maybe slightly pigeon-toed. This time option for a bind if you'd like. Roll your shoulders down your back. Clasp your palms. Breath in to gently lift the heart. Then breath out to keep the core engaged. Fold halfway down, soften the knees, and then fold all the way. Nod your head no, nod your head yes. Release any tension in the neck or any holding of the neck muscles. Now you can keep the bind or you can release the bind. That's up to you. If you keep the bind, maybe challenge yourself to actively press the palms together and reach a little higher, rinsing out the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders, and getting the shoulders out of the ears. Root down through your feet, hug the inner thighs and soften the knees and melt the upper body. Except for that active engagement in the bind if you still have it. It's another round of breath. Now with or without your bind, finding an active halfway lift, soft knees, strong core. And then exhale, release. Now release your bind if you still had it. Find a halfway lift, inhale, long spine, core engaged. And exhale, low lunge over the left foot, which is forward. Chaturanga Dandasana, last one of class. Take it if you want it. We will meet in your downward facing dog. From down dog, take a nice big breath in. Nice breath out. Inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, slowly travel to the top of your space. Halfway lift, inhale. And Malasana Yogi squat, exhale. So take the feet out wide, heels in, toes out, squat the booty low, hands to heart. Actively, you can press the elbows into the inner thighs to stretch them, also known as garland pose. So if you have any ankle issues, or knee even, you can always keep the heels lifted, balls of feet pressing down, or put a rolled blanket under your heels. Or you can even take a block and just take a seat right here. It's all good. So I want to have us go through crow pose, Bakasana, if you'd like to go there. If not, child's pose is a great place to go. So crow, we want the hips nice and high. If you already know it, feel free to go into it. You can use a block here if you'd like to get the hips higher. Chaturanga arms, palms under shoulders, elbows hugging back. You want to bring the knees up as high as you can onto those, the backs of your triceps or in your armpits. You want to keep your gaze forward, even as you lift maybe the hips, maybe the feet. So shifting forward, keeping that gaze forward. Maybe just one foot lifts. Maybe both. If you lift both, bring the big toes together, lifting the heels up nice and high, keeping your gaze soft, and just hold for 3 rounds of breath. See where you are. And it's really hugging the knees in. And really this shape is just all about repetition, 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 falling out, getting it, falling out. You're good. Just take maybe one more round of breath. Hug your elbows back to your body. And then let's go ahead and meet in child's pose when you're ready. And plant your feet if they are flying. Bring your knees out wide, big toes to touch, and lengthen your body down. If you'd like to, any arm variations here, maybe that's revisiting prayer hands overhead. Maybe that's, again, placing elbows up on blocks. Or you can take one hand under your forehead and one arm long by your side. Just connect in with your breath, how your body's feeling. And clear your mind. And focus on all that you have to be thankful for. Focus on the positive. Let's take another round of breath. And with your inhale, start to press into your palms, coming up through tabletop pose. Once again, tuck the toes and downward facing dog. Once again. Nice. So we're moving into stretching out the hips. Half pigeon. If you already know you don't like this pose in your body for any reason, come to your sits bones and take it from your back. Otherwise, inhale your right leg to the sky. Active energy from the ground through the heel. Then exhale, bringing the knee to the outside of the wrist. And slowly lowering the hips down, releasing the back toes. Make sure your back leg is straight out of your hip socket and your foot is pointing straight back so you're not sickling in. And then point these toes. Now it's always kind of a discrepancy amongst yoga instructors if you point or flex. My take is you point the toes because it lets the knee joint soften down to the ground, which is where we want it to be. Bring your shoulders over your hips, core strong. You can stay here. Or maybe you fold and melt down towards the ground. You can always use a block here if you'd like. I invite you to take a full, long, deep breath in. And an audible, sigh it out. Letting yourself release here for a few moments. And again, you might be taking this from your back, right ankle over left thigh. If you're in half pigeon and you notice a lot of room between your either hip, more so the right hip. If the right hip's super lifted, you can place a block or a blanket under it. And same thing if the left hip's lifted. A magic trick is to roll up a blanket and actually put it underneath both hips under your body. So we want to bring the ground to us. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. Or maybe you count your blessings instead of each breath. Take one more nice long breath in. One big breath out. With your inhale, slowly rise up to your palms. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee. Finding three-leg dog, right leg to the sky, shaking it out, bringing circulation back into your body. Maybe it's a scorpion dog, take what you need. And we meet in downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. And exhale, half pigeon, left knee to the outside of your left wrist. Back leg goes long, untuck the toes, level off the hips, point the left toes so your joint is protected. Squaring off the hips, patting yourself, bringing the floor to the hips if you need it. And then maybe folding if you want to fold. Or from your back, left ankle over right thigh, supine figure four. If you're on your back, flexing the toes towards the knees to protect them in this variation. I invite you to find that audible ah to release. So take a nice deep breath in. Open mouth, audible, release. And clearing out tension in the body. You can do that as much as you'd like. Take one more breath in. One breath out. Now as you inhale, rising up to your palms, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, finding your three-legged dog, giving yourself the option to shake it out, scorpion dog, roll your ankle, whatever you need. We will meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, friends, and if you were on your back, make your way to tabletop and then to your down dogs. We can meet together. Take a big breath in, lift your hips and heels. Big open mouth, breath out, melt your heels down. On your inhale, shift forward to a high plank, holding the high plank, pressing the earth away, getting more room from the ground to your body. Inhale, shift slightly forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. You can always bring knees down first. One Cobra Pose right here, untuck your toes, Bhujangasana, palms stay by your ribs or the shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart, gaze is soft. Exhale, press your feet into the earth, press your belly down. Get a little bit more lift right here. Maybe you hover your palms or tent your fingers, breath in. Then exhale, release, left ear to the mat, arms long by your sides, palms face up. Maybe you shimmy your hips or windshield wiper feet to release tension, and then come to some stillness. Bringing your chin back through center. So bow pose, or you can do a second round of Cobra. I will talk us through bow. Bend your heels up, reach back and capture either your ankles or the pinky toe sides of your feet. Exhale out all of your breath. As you inhale, lift your heart up. As you exhale, kick your feet into your hands, drawing your toes behind you. You can see dancer's pose kind of coming together here in one motion with both legs. Press the belly down. Maybe you rock and roll forward and back a little bit. Keep the gaze soft past the nose. Try to draw the toes a little higher, keeping the knees, hips width apart. Really squeeze the booty and lift up and back. Take one more breath in. Can you get a little bit deeper, maybe resting on the tip of your pubic bone? And then exhale, release right here to the mat. Shimmy hips or windshield wiper feet as you need right here before coming to some stillness. With your next inhale, bring your chin through center, palms by your shoulders. Slowly press all the way up to standing on your knees. Camel pose, Ustrasana. We want to start by taking about 2 fists width in between the knees. So the knees can line up with the hips and the hips can be lined up with the shoulders. Rolling your shoulders down your back, palms to your low back, fingers facing down, but there are the variations of fingers up if you're someone who knows you need that already in your body. Another variation today is to just keep hands at heart, use the core and energetically lean back. Wherever you're at, as you inhale, slowly look up just gently. As you exhale, pressing those hips forward, maybe lengthening and rounding in the spine or just leaning back to open the heart. You can keep the chin slightly tucked, or if you feel comfortable, releasing your palms to your heels and letting the head hang heavy all the way back. Feeling the ultimate release, opening the heart. Taking one more round of breath in, avoid letting gravity take over here. Staying for that exhale. Engaging the core, slowly lifting all the way back upright. And exhale, sit down on the heels. One hand to heart, one hand to stomach, gentle tuck of the chin. Just feel. Feel the breath move in your body. Feel any sensations from the pose you just did, the energy. When you're ready, friends, gently blink open your eyes and shimmy your hips off to one side. Extend your legs long in front of you. Get seated, forward fold. Flex the toes back, lengthen the heels forward. Remove extra flesh from under the sit bones. Take a breath in to reach up, get tall, lengthen the side body. Exhale, folding at the hips, gently hinging forward. Grabbing anywhere that feels good. You can use a strap here as well around the arches or the balls of feet. Lengthening through the spine. And then folding with your exhales just slightly at the hips. You can soften the head at the top, rounding. Keep the core strong. Now, if you're someone who's super hyper flexible and you just know it about yourself, I invite you to, instead of reaching as far forward as you can, stay up a little bit more and instead work on strengthening the muscles, hugging muscle to bone. If you're someone who's really tight all the time, then working on the length of the hamstrings here is maybe a better option. You have those options. You get to pick your path. Taking another round of breath to lengthen. Using the exhale to deepen just a tiny bit more or to strengthen and hug in just a tiny bit more. And as you inhale, slowly lengthen the spine up. You can stack the feet, reach forward, shoulders into the back, core engaged, transverse abdominis getting active here as you slowly lower down. All the way down. Hug the knees into the chest. And go ahead and find a happy baby, grabbing your feet, stomping the soles energetically to the sky as you draw down knees by ribs. Any playful movement right here that works for you. Flex the toes back energetically, trying to keep the soles of the feet lined up with the sky. And you're opening the hips, pressing the elbows in, or extending the feet eventually if you'd like. Soften the muscles on your face. With your next breath in, hug both knees into your chest. Then to your arms out wide. As you exhale, just release the knees over to the left side of your mat. You can draw the knees up closer to the left arm, left shoulder if you'd like. Gaze up or gaze to the right. Rest right here. Both shoulders in the earth, a little twist for the spine, wringing out the organs. Seeing where you can feel active and engaged, yet soft and surrendered. You can always back out if you need. Take a breath in. Let the breath go. As you inhale, draw the knees back through center. As you exhale, hug them into your body. Now to your arms out wide again. Breath in. And exhale, release the knees to the right. Look up, or maybe look over to the left, keeping the chin off of the chest. Both shoulders stay in the ground. Back out if you need to. Take one more breath in. Let the breath go. As you inhale, engage the core, slightly hug the knees back into the chest. As you exhale, squeeze everything into a tight round ball, maybe elevating forehead or chin or nose towards the knees. A little gratitude right here for yourself, your body, your mind, the time you generated to be here. Take a breath in. And exhale, release to your Shavasana corpse pose. Legs can go long, toes can hang open to the sides. Palms face up, tuck your wings underneath you. Give your arms some space from your body. I found this insert in a book, and it fits perfectly for today. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. They may be cleaning you out for some new delight. It's from The Essential Roomie by Coleman Banks. So maybe as you lay here for the last few moments of your practice in your Shavasana, each breath is a gratitude. Without invalidating any situations you might currently be experiencing, pull in the positive, what you can be grateful for, what you've learned. Maybe being able to view the world as certain things that you might have thought of as bad without invalidating yourself, seeing things as different. An example can be, again, going back to Sadhguru and Iceman Wim Hof, that talk I've been referring to the last few weeks. So there's not bad weather. How is the weather bad? It's just different weather. So seeing where we can turn that script and that lens. Friends, maybe laying in your Shavasana, slowly bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your stomach. Just feel and notice the body you're in, this great container, and all the energy we have within. Be grateful for yourself. for the mind that you have, the freedom you have to make, the decisions that you have to make, and the love that you get to receive in this world. Gratitude for yourself for the love that you do turn onto others. Let's take a big breath in through the nose, being thankful, being grateful. Just an open mouth to sigh it out, melt a little bit more into your body, onto this earth. And as you're ready, you can remain in Shavasana, and to close out practice, maybe you start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms overhead if you'd like in a big good morning stretch. Maybe you tuck your tailbone into the ground and lift your lumbar spine, your low back off the ground. Take a breath in. Exhale, roll to your favorite side. Maybe it's the right side. Nestle in right here for a moment. And then support yourself comfortably up to that seat if that's where you choose to go. Sit nice and tall. Let your shoulders melt down. Hands can come to heart center. Thank you for being here. What a blessing it is to be alive. I bring my hands up to my third eye center, a friendly reminder to smile, to breathe, and to go slowly. Namaste. Thank you.